If I may first of all just say what an enormous pleasure it is to be able to join you this morning here amongst such a distinguished group of people. And I'm particularly delighted to hear about the work you have all been doing on the Amman Message. And if I may, I want to pay a very warm tribute to His Majesty King Abdullah for his wisdom in starting this initiative in the first place, and to all those who since then have seen it as a way of building harmony and understanding, both within the Muslim world and, of course, between the Muslim world and the non-Muslim world. And if I may say so, I've now realized suddenly that it's 20 years since I was invited to give a lecture at Oxford, in which I spoke about Islam and the West. And my concern at the time was to find a way of building bridges between Islam and the West, because I was much concerned at the time about the way in which the world seemed to be heading. And interestingly, that lecture is the only speech I've ever made which is still making money to this day around the Islamic world. So at least I must have found some way of putting the point. And then again, it was in 2010 that I was invited to another lecture at Oxford in the same Sheldonian theatre. And this time to celebrate the 20th or 25th anniversary of the Oxford Centre for Islamic Studies, of which I'm delighted to have been patron for quite a long time. And that was about Islam and the environment. And all I was trying to do there was to remind those in the Islamic world that they have a remarkable heritage in terms of understanding the principles of harmony and the need to work in complete harmony with nature. Islam had so many, I think, remarkable ways of ensuring that humanity understood those principles by which it is necessary to live in order to ensure that our children and grandchildren and those who come after us have a world that is habitable. Of course, we all live in the same world, the future of which will turn on nothing less than our ability to live together, both with each other and, of course, nature. And these are challenges which are shared by all the world's great religious traditions, indeed by the entire human race. And this is why I think the Amman Message has been such a powerful contribution to battling ignorance and misinformation. It has affirmed what Islam is, and of course what it is not. But the message also goes beyond this, and it reminds us of the common ground available to all believers, particularly for people of the book. And as a person of the book myself, a practicing Christian, this respect for other religions is one of the things I have most admired in the Islamic tradition. And I've always believed that education and dialogue are central to promoting tolerance and moderation. So it comes as no surprise to see the Amman Message affirming the importance of these endeavors. And it is this education and dialogue in which you are participating today. Of course, I've always felt we have to beware so much of intolerance and the extremes which tend to afflict the world of today, both, of course, within Christianity and Islam. And so often, it seems to me, if we're not careful, we live by the literal rather than the symbolic, to the point it becomes diabolic. And from that point of view, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so glad to hear that you were all embarking on a 2-year project involving Jordan's Royal Institute for Interfaith Studies, the British Council, and Coventry University's Institute of Community Cohesion to delve more deeply into the complex dimensions of religious conflicts in Jordan, in the wider Arab region, and in Europe, including the United Kingdom. So if I may, I just wanted to wish all those who are participating in this project, and indeed in workshops just like this one, every success in your endeavors, by persisting in the noble religious virtue of listening, which in itself is a healing process. You will not only make yourselves more faithful companions of the one God in whom we all believe, you will help to make the world a more harmonious and more peaceful place for your children and grandchildren.